Graduate School and Masters with University of Liverpool, Information Systems Management. I read Computer Science from the University of Port Harcourt. Today, we are looking at a very important topic. And that's why I said everybody should try and pay attention. I believe I'm talking to cybersecurity professionals. I'm also talking to the layman there that doesn't really know cybersecurity, but want to be conscious of what is going on online. Today, I want to start with what is going on the digital age, because our main focus here is centered around the digital age, the digital era. You know, the reason why we are cybersecurity professionals is to secure and protect the digital age. And the reason why we are doing cybersecurity awareness is because there is cybersecurity in place. There is no awareness without cybersecurity, and there is no cybersecurity without the digital era. You can't talk about the digital era. You can't talk about cybersecurity and not mention the digital era, because at the end of the day, the digital era is the ultimate goal. That is our ultimate purpose as cybersecurity professionals. And now look at the diagram there. It looks like the digital era is a little bit rowdy with too many things ongoing. And even though it seems rowdy, there are still a lot more going on in technology. Too many involvements in technology, adoptions of new technology virtually on daily basis, release of applications, thousands of applications, both mobile and web applications on daily basis. Social media is expanding drastically. Today is Facebook, tomorrow is Metaverse, the other day is Pinterest, and what have you. Internet service providers they are rowdy right now. That market is quite rowdy because the demand is high, and most of them are not meeting up to demand. So it's like they're looking for various ways to meet the demands. So as it is now, is a very rowdy one, and the businesses are getting transformed. Even the layman trader is learning how to use the computer to do his business. It's a serious matter. And as technology keeps evolving, everything now is centered around technology. You now have the bad guys. Even the schools are leveraging on e-learning platforms now to do their studies. So you find out that the bad guys, are also on top of the digital age. They are on top of every new technology that is released, on top of any adoption to new technology, and it has made the digital world like a global village with no control, a global village that is a little bit not organized. And we've got some obligations here as cybersecurity professional. We've got obligations as an individual there, work from home mom, that doesn't even understand technology. Our obligations, and that is why we are here today. And I want you to pay serious attention. I am really happy with cyberthreats for the grants they are penetrating. I also noticed that they are part of cybersecurity awareness champions registered with National Cybersecurity Alliance. Now, our obligations is to assure to a reasonable extent that all these digital access, the processes, the devices are secured and protected from unauthorized disclosures, unauthorized modifications, and distortions. In actual sense, we're saying all we want is for our digital processes, our digital workflow, the entire digital age, including our mobile devices that we use to process, that they should be, to an extent, secured and protected with a level of confidentiality, integrity, and availability around them. Also with a level of safety and privacy around them. Now, for us to achieve that, we cannot achieve it alone. Cybersecurity professionals cannot achieve it alone. So we have to connect with like-minded professionals, for proactive collaborations. We do that. I'm sure most of you are members of ISC Spread Nigeria chapter. By the grace of God, I'm the founder of that chapter. And if you look at that platform, you find out that we collaborate, we discuss issues, we share knowledge, we deliver relevant education and training that will inspire the masses out there. That will, first of all, inspire the cybersecurity professionals to assist others to protect their cyberspace. And if you looked at what happened in the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, it looks like people are really being on top of the game. You know, too many people, too many of our members scattered all out there, you know, transforming the organizations, training the organizations, doing their bits. And we have our members all over the churches, just like you have cyber root members all over too, you know, affecting the groups, the communities around them. We have the medical communities, we have the manufacturing communities, transportation communities. You know, our obligation is to go around, you know, gather as much as information that we can gather from collaborating with like-minded professionals. And then these like-minded professionals will not go out there. They will get inspired enough from all the training, all the knowledge sharing. They'll get inspired enough to assist others to protect their cyberspace to any extent. And our third obligation is to ensure that the various communities and the masses are getting enlightened and altering their security culture accordingly. That is where cybersecurity awareness comes into play. Now, the first obligation there is talking about cybersecurity. The second obligation is talking about collaboration and networking with other like-minded professionals, because you can't achieve it alone. And the third obligation there is saying, oh, after gathering information, after mentoring, after training, after collaborating, these guys will not get inspired and then reach out, get into the marketplace to get the masses out there enlightened enough to alter their security culture accordingly. And we'll quickly look at the concepts of Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Cybersecurity Awareness Month actually kicked off in 2004 with CISA, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, and National Cybersecurity Alliance. You know, they collaborated based on the body, based on the concern that, you know, sensitive information of individuals, private information of individuals, you know, personally identifiable information of individuals could be unduly exposed and tampered with without their knowledge and without their consent. So this body has been running for over for about 19 years now. And me, I caught division in 2017. I started, you know, reaching out during Cybersecurity Awareness Month in 2017. Most of us in this Nigeria, like all the groups coming up now, like SHIN, you know, Cybersecurity Experts Association of Nigeria, got their own initiative like 2016 or 2015. And we have Niger Second Force, you know, all of them are coming up now, like, you know, like it just started. And I am really happy the way we're going. You know, people are making good efforts, reasonable efforts. So the initiative was driven based on the high rates of cyber-related crimes and threats on daily basis, you know, that was terribly affecting almost everyone. So that time, you know, when this was initiated in Nigeria, with not even recording cybersecurity crimes, you know, they foresaw it, they saw it coming. And I've talked about the high rates and involvement of technology, especially from the inception of COVID-19, you know, the demands are at high level, you know, there is need for high level of security posture and consciousness. And the cybersecurity awareness is the process, that is actually where we are going now, is the process of imparting necessary knowledge, you know, imparting necessary information that would promote and alter the security culture of a group or an individual. So the concept of cybersecurity awareness month that we are gathered here for, it was kicked off in 2004. And today, you know, there are too many, I can't tell you, you know, it's not good for me to do this presentation without talking about the cyber crimes, the rate at which cyber crime issues are being reported. As it is now, there is no device that you have that is that you can say is secured. You know, there are vulnerabilities everywhere. Vulnerabilities are being opened everywhere. You know, mostly from insider threats, from trainees that want to do experiments with what they've learned, especially in ethical hacking. So you find out that 70% of desktops and laptops, you know, are vulnerable. 61% of smartphones vulnerable, 53% of tablets vulnerable, wireless access points, 50% of it vulnerable, 50% of servers and server rooms vulnerable, 47% routers and switches are vulnerable. And emails, the malwares are coming more from the emails. So business email compromise is on the high rate. And Trojans are also eating up Android devices, eating up and grabbing passwords, from Android devices so drastically. Now, National Cybersecurity Alliance Group, now this year, as at 2022, their issues, their reports, was like phishing attacks and cyber attacks are occurring every 39 seconds. Every 39 seconds, there is an issue of phishing attack, cyber attack being reported from the various reporting groups. 95% of all cyber attacks are caused by human error. So that is actually what we want to achieve. We want to minimize human error, leveraging on cybersecurity awareness months. Then 64% of companies worldwide have experienced at least one form of cyber attack or the other, And the global cost of cyber crime is expected to reach $10.5 trillion annually by 2025. This report is coming from National Cybersecurity Alliance Group. And I want to commend the efforts that is ongoing all over across the globe. The growth curve of cybersecurity, the efforts going on, in reaching out, around cybersecurity awareness is really impressive. LinkedIn was over saturated with cybersecurity tips, awareness tips in the past months. The growth curve is high. There are impressive awareness initiatives from both individuals, groups of cybersecurity professionals. ISC Squared Nigeria chapter was on their own initiative group, awareness group. Shared group members were also on their own. Cyber Roots was also on their own. Different organizations. We see members all over, scattered across different organizations on cybersecurity awareness. So cybersecurity professionals were really taking the lead in mobilizing a security-centric culture across departments in their organization. Impressive collaborations among security bodies too. The collaborations, people are now collaborating. Shein is collaborating. CyberSafe Foundation is collaborating. We're making it a collaborative effort. It is not a one-man business. It's everybody's responsibility. But then we're doing very well, especially in this previous cybersecurity awareness month. But we can do better with measurable outcomes. And that is the essence of my presentation today. How much are we making? How much impact are we actually achieving, from the cybersecurity awareness? It is one thing for people to like everyday webinar, everyday calls, everyday messages, everyday outreaches, if we are doing that and we are doing it well, and we know we are educating people, but the best way for us to understand how far we've gone is by leveraging on measurable outcomes. And I really want to say, for us to, have an effective cybersecurity awareness, we must drive the awareness program from top to from the top. We must drive it from the top in order to establish buy-in, good buy-in from the top level. I'm talking about those of us now from in the organizations affecting the security culture of the organizations. Those of us in the public sectors too, you just have to have a buy-in. If you are in Abuja and you are driving cybersecurity, you need a buy-in from the presidency. That's the only way that we can have a good and effective cybersecurity awareness. Then that buy-in could be in form of an impromptu campaign. You can do an impromptu campaign with the top heads, the C-suits, the executive directors. Then by the time all of them fall mugu, by the time they fall into it, they fell as victims around that impromptu campaign, then they will sit up and then drive cybersecurity awareness as it's supposed to be driven. So let's buy our buy our awareness, from top level management. Then we must run with focus, measurable outcomes. We shouldn't just run to gaze in the air to say, oh, I've really affected mine. I've done my own bit. You can't say you've done your own bit when you can't. There are no. You can't say you can't see the outcome. You can't see the result. You can't see the effect of what you're doing. So to get it right, we must run with the SMART principle. That is, you make it simple, make it spot on, like in groups. I will advise you go with risk-based cybersecurity awareness in your organization. Make it risk-based. Look out for all those from your business impact analysis report or your risk analysis report. Look out for those key players in your organization, running critical processes around your organization. Look out for them and then train them based on their job roles, train them based on their processes, and make it very simple, make it achievable, make it realistic, and assign time to it, and then, place your key performance indicators and key results areas, based on this. As I'm training this group now, these are the results expected from them, and these are these are what I need to do to be sure that they have grabbed it. It is very, very important. That's the only way we can get derive a measurable outcome from what we're doing. Narrow it down to a focused audience group, like I said, based on job roles, based on nature of business. Narrow it down and start small. Don't carry all the employees in the organization and begin to talk to them. Cybersecurity is everybody's business, but it's better we handle it from granular approach, based on critical areas, of your organization, critical information access. You take it from there, train them, be sure they grab it, test them with campaigns, and be sure they are good with it, and then you move to another group. You keep going like that and making sure that you're achieving your aim by running your key performance indicators and running campaigns to be sure that they've grabbed it. And then when you do that based on job roles, you keep taking it in piecemeal. Now, I also want you to know that cybersecurity awareness is not just restricted to cybersecurity awareness month. Cybersecurity awareness is ongoing. It's a regular game, and it's something that you must deliberately hold on to. So let the learning experience be more interactive and practicable. Make it interactive, make it practicable. You can associate with groups like Know Before. You can associate with groups like National Security Alliance. Try to make it practicable. There are too many phishing campaign tools that you can use and other cybersecurity campaign tools. Outcome could be measured from the number of incidents reported before and after the awareness program. How many incidents we expect after you are trained each group. After you are done training them, you expect the number of incidents reported to increase. Now they've known enough, and it can dictate which incident is vulnerable and which one is not vulnerable. So based on your training, if the number of incidents they are reporting has increased, then that means you are achieving your objective. Then subject your training to align with the security policies and business objectives of your organization. Any cybersecurity awareness you are running, or any cybersecurity that you are profiling for your organization that is not aligning with the security policies and business objectives of organization, is not complete, it's incorrect. So you have to handle it from that point of view. You must understand the business. You must talk the business, even though that you're driving a technical group, you're driving a technical function. That technical function should not prevent you from understanding the business objectives and the security policies around the objective. Because at the end of the day, if it's even the security policies we are trying to inculcate or enforce the your employees to run with. So you must understand your security policy and carry them along. And you must align with security standard best practices like frameworks. We have ISO 27001, which is more like the de facto cybersecurity standard on ground. And then we have NIST frameworks all over. We have NIST framework for cybersecurity. We have NIST framework for risk management. And we have NIST framework for cloud computing and everything. So try to acknowledge, lay your hands on all those frameworks and use it to run a gap analysis to be sure that every gap, if there's any control gap in your organization, you are taking cognizance of it. Follow up on them with reinforcement of knowledge through monitoring, log-on banners. You can use log-on banners to follow up on them. Do not train them and then realize that you've trained them. Like most of us now, we've done our own bits in training them during the awareness month, and then we now realize we've done no. Continue to reinforce the knowledge, continue to monitor, continue to use log-on banners to warn them, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. And like password management, don't share your password, leverage on this and that. So you continue to follow up on them. And you must not streamline their awareness training to only head office. That's the mistake too many people are making. It is not only in your head office that you should protect or secure their information access. Employees, head office employees, you must carry those in other remote locations along. You must carry them along. Remote, and that is the area that we are really lacking now. We've got too many cybersecurity professionals all over. In fact, they are bombarding Lagos. They are not putting all those guys in the rural areas, the remote areas into consideration. If we do not carry them along and anything go, and we think that we've achieved cybersecurity at the head office level, then we are not getting it right. The vulnerabilities will still apply. So I will advise, NITA is making so much effort. National Information Technology Development Agency is making so much effort in inculcating the rural areas, in their pursuit for sustainable digital age. I think cybersecurity professionals should also create initiatives, on how to ensure that the rural areas are not left unattended to. So I've said it before, we need to employ a risk-based approach to tailor cybersecurity awareness on high-risk areas. Let's focus on high-risk areas. And then I've talked about impromptu campaigns driven from the top, and let the top guys understand that, they are not even secured. By the time they understand it, they will sponsor cybersecurity awareness across board. And not just cybersecurity awareness, cybersecurity solutions too. So the best practices in cybersecurity awareness. Number one, you must collaborate with others. Collaborate with international groups, collaborate with local groups. You cannot achieve anything without collaborating. Collaboration is the key word there. National Cybersecurity Alliance, I've said it, a CyberRoots is a champion, a cybersecurity awareness champion. I checked their database, and that's a very good one. It is good to align with international best practices, align with what is going on. Nothing stops you as a cybersecurity professional of organization from leveraging on know before. Know before training tools are interesting, especially their campaign tools. Enroll as a cybersecurity awareness champion. Then you must align with best practices and establish standards. Like I've talked about ISO 27001 on ISMS, that is Information Security Management System. And we have NIST 53, NIST 37 on risk management, on cloud, on cybersecurity. So try to align whatever you are doing with standards and best practices. I call it, I always tell people, try to customize your policies, the organization policies and processes. Customize it to align with the frameworks. Use the framework to customize accordingly and be sure you're aligning well. And run a good gap analysis to understand where you are vulnerable. Pay attention to due diligence. Due diligence says, oh, you must run your vulnerability scan on daily basis. You must monitor and remediate issues of high risk, issues of medium risk around your platforms. You must apply your patches at all times. You must run your updates. You must be cautious when you are on the system. You must understand the emails that you should open and the ones you shouldn't open. Pay your due diligence as a cybersecurity professional. Pay your due diligence as an individual. Align with both local and international regulatory bodies. I cannot overflow it. It is very, very important. You must understand what is going on, the regulatory bodies that apply to you locally, and understand the regulatory bodies that apply internationally, and you must align with it. As a cybersecurity professional, you must align your processes, configure your processes to align with local and international regulatory bodies. Always think outside the box. Yeah, for a more productive outcome. Think outside the box. What can I do? What can I use now to establish a drill, a cyber drill, for this group? Let's see how far they will go, whether they will pass or they will not pass. Don't be a copycat, but think outside the box. What you're thinking could be the reasonable whatever approach that we need, to carry out awareness. Aim at the business value chain of your organization. What are the value chains? I've talked about business impact analysis. I've talked about risk analysis. Establish your critical information access, critical processes, leveraging on the business value chain, as in the value that each function adds to the business. Based on that, you establish your cost benefit analysis around your cybersecurity awareness. So you cannot, you must understand the business. You must understand the business value chain before you can apply an effective cybersecurity and cybersecurity awareness around your digital assets. Leverage on gap analysis to outline your strengths and your weak areas. Make it resilient and cost effective. It's not, cybersecurity awareness is not expensive, and you don't make it expensive. Don't make it look expensive. You can tie value to it. Use the cost benefit analysis to tie reasonable value to your critical information. This is very, very important. Make it a regular affair, not just during the awareness month. I've talked about that. And carry everyone along, as cybersecurity is everybody's responsibility. Carry everyone along. Remember, I said be granular about it. Be granular in the sense that, oh, you're teaching this group today, e-banking group today, and these are the areas they are covering. And then this is what I'm expecting them to get from my teaching them. Then you move to another group. Carry every group along, including the cleaners. Carry everyone along, because cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility. But now, carry them along. You have a different package, training package for each group. Different training package for each group, and then make sure that you measure it and derive the outcome, the right and appreciable outcome from it. To achieve an optimal level of effectiveness in cybersecurity awareness, as I conclude now, you really need to see yourself in the cyber. Everyone, see yourself in the cyber. Everyone in this course, see yourself in the cyber with a level of sensitivity, a level of discernment around your digital assets and those of your organization. I must tell you that cybersecurity has an element of discernment, element of sensitivity, consciousness. You really have to be conscious, because most times, it is something, what you are protecting, you can't even see it, but your sensitivity level could lead you to, a level of profiling solution or protection. So you try to be conscious, try to be smart, see yourself as a mediator, remediating issues of vulnerabilities around your organization. Cybersecurity professionals should collaborate with others across all states and local government to evangelize cybersecurity. We need sustainable cybersecurity awareness around the rural areas too. Those rural areas that can't even understand English, and they must be inculcated into the digital age. So we have to train them as NITA is moving around now, carrying them along on the digital age. We also need to carry them along in securing their digital platform. We must be granular in our security awareness outreaches. Think for the rural areas, like I've said now, be granular about it, and make sure that everybody is inculcated into the cybersecurity culture. Then you must keep up the mentee-mentor, reverse mentoring relationships. Mentee mentoring are going on now, more like a situation where the mentors are carrying the younger ones along, training them, imbibing the culture of security into them, and you're watching them grow and doing great things in cybersecurity. The same way reverse mentoring. The reverse mentorship is looking at you now, like all the people, most of the people hearing me now are young minds. It's getting to a level where the young ones will now be the one training the top level management gurus. That's called reverse mentorship. And we're getting towards that in cybersecurity. Very, very soon, the organs on the top will become irrelevant to the level that is now those of us that are the younger ones that are trending in technology, that are working alongside with the technology that will now be training them. Let's watch out for that. And I want to encourage every cybersecurity professional, make yourself available as the trainer, as a facilitator, as a mentor. Make yourself available. Don't sit down. As much as you can, don't sit down. Put in your own quota. Anyhow, one pet's contribution is better than nothing. So let everybody rise up, and let all of us face the cybersecurity awareness move. And let's be sure that the entities out there are protecting their cyber. Together, we can stay ahead of the cyber criminals. And that's what I have for you today. Thank you. And I hope you're listening to me, you're hearing me. And let's connect on LinkedIn. My name is Chinatu Zwebu, cybersecurity consultant with Rostec Cybercrime Solutions Limited. Thank you very much.